Well, hello again, welcome to the break. Quick announcement, I've decided to retire from the activity formerly known as MMA news recap videos. I now join my former colleagues already on YouTube making toy unboxing videos for children. Gas station coffee on me, fellas. Before we get to the latest, Conor McGregor news of the week thing, can we talk about my man Justin Gaethje, or as I like to think of him, the patron saint of concussions? Better yet, why don't we talk about Edson Barboza, who you just know, he spent weeks before this fight telling himself, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna play this game with this man. I'm not gonna go out there just all rock'em sock'em with him because it's exactly what he wants. I am the more technical striker. I'm a polished veteran of this sport. I can stand there, be smart, and pick him apart. And then what happens? They go out there in Philly in the main event of UFC on ESPN 2. And Gaethje just declares total war on the human body. Yours, his, anybody's, doesn't matter. And the next thing you know, boom, one right hand, Edson Barboza gets put to sleep. You know who else did the one-punch thing, though, is Josh Emmett. He landed that one right hand on Michael Johnson. Next thing you know, all types of globules and stuff are flying off that man's face. It was, to those of us watching, a shockingly sudden turn of events. But Emmett wasn't surprised. You know why? Because he had foreseen it with his mind coach. That's a thing? That's a real thing? Mind coaches? And you guys knew this all this time, didn't tell me, even though obviously my mind is in need of coaching. Now fine, whatever, it's fine. But okay, Conor McGregor, we gotta talk about this guy apparently every week. This week, the big news is that he retired, again, via a tweet, also again, just before the New York Times confirmed these long swirling rumors that he's being investigated for sexual assault back home in Ireland. And meanwhile, he shows up throughout the UFC broadcast on ESPN in a series of painfully stilted whiskey commercials. Which, if it's all a ploy to increase Proper 12 sales by driving the viewer to drink, it might actually work on me. But don't forget, Asian Fight Promotion 1, as in, the number but spelled out in all caps, they had a big event this weekend. Demetrius Johnson won his debut fight there, Shinya Aoki choked a guy to sleep for a belt, Eddie Alvarez lost. Wait, Eddie Alvarez lost? Huh. Okay, well, hey, I guess if we're using as a guide, his recent history with moving to new fight promotions, I guess that means he'll be champion there in like 2 years. So, hey, congrats in advance. Finally, my favorite non-fight moment from the UFC event in Philadelphia this weekend? It was Paul Craig's post-fight interview. More specifically, it was Jon Anik having to stand there and pretend like he had any idea what Paul Craig was saying in his post-fight interview.
That was Chris Bongard right over the top of the cage, man. He's excited. As we all were. Could you hear that noise? The fans to the UK and around the world.
Because that's the job. Sometimes those post-fight interviews, it's about standing there and having this beautiful moment, however briefly, where you connect with your interview subject on live TV in front of an audience of thousands. And other times it's just about smiling and nodding.
I'll fight him. I'll fight him. Like, the guy's always ready. If it's no UFC, he's going to fight anywhere and he'll fight anybody. I don't know, any suggestions? Did you just see a cock ring? Cock ring? Well, why not?